Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening, and I'm Varsha Jaiswal here to welcome you at GDC WTM Jalandhar, the day fourth of Mega Month, first week that is Tech Box. So I hope that you all are doing good and you all are enjoying and excited for today's session. We are here today to discuss about hot topics in mobile, and for the session we have Nitish Kumar, who is a freelancer, who is a developer, who is who is a person who can do each and everything he wants to. He can develop iOS applications, Android applications, be it web applications or anything. So make sure that you are learning most of like as much as possible from him, and you can reach out to him at nithishk72 underscore on Twitter to if you have any doubt, any concerns, or if you just want to connect with him. So over to you, Nitish. Have a great day, and we'll start to talk about hot topics in mobile. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Vartha. Thanks for the great intro. Is my sound is audible? Everything is good.
Yes, it's perfectly audible.
Okay, so thanks for the intro. So today we will be talking about hot topics in uh, mobile. So I hope my screen is visual. Yep.
Yes, it's
Yeah. So how first of all, let me know how many of you are already a mobile developer. Mobile developer means basically a person who make application for Android or iPhone. You can say in simple word. Because based on that if I will have some idea, based on that I will uh, get how depth I need to go and what are the things I should talk. You can just say yes or no. From that I will get the idea how many of you are familiar with mobile app development and how many of you are not. Yeah, so there is a Neeraj who says yes. Other than that, everyone says no. Okay, not a problem. We will be talking about how we can build mobile application. Okay, so in the hot topics, basically, I will be covering what are the various way of building the mobile application and what are the old things or on what technology you should focus so that that will be not outdated. Like suppose you started the learning today, in 6 months you master some of the any one technology. After that, you go to the market, you look for the job, you see that that is about to outdate. People are not using that technology anymore. In that case you should consider this thing whatever you are going to learn, that is not going to outdated very soon. So first of all, who I am. So I am Nitish and I am a freelance developer, and I am developer from a decade, you can say. I'm doing from high school or before that also, and from the past 3 years I get into the mobile development from the web. Before that, I have around 5 or 6 year in the web development. After that I started mobile development. I mostly do mobile development. So I have published some application on iOS App Store and some on the Play Store, for the clients. Nothing for myself because no one is going to pay me when you build something for yourself. And I also don't need anything. I don't have any business. So I have made some applications. So I have a little bit of experience. I have seen what clients are looking for, and what are the when they are thinking of switching some technology. Because okay, I will talk about that in a moment. Okay, so overview. What we will talk. First of all, we will talk about what is mobile app, because after that we will talk about how mobile app is different from a web app. After that, there is a PW, INI, Cordova, Flutter, React Native, Android, and iOS. So, are you all excited? Because this is something, if you are looking for get into the mobile development, this can help you a lot. Because first of all, you need to get the overview of the mobile development. Until and unless you don't know the overview, I don't think you are ready to select the technology of your choice. Once you get the overview, now you know like everything little bit. Now you can select what exactly you are interested in and what you need to learn in order to like master that technology. First of all, what is a mobile app? So anything which you see on your phone, uh, which you install from the Play Store or App Store, that is a mobile app. Like very simple. So whatever you install from Play Store or App Store, those are the mobile app. Again, some of the apps which you see, like which you download from the App Store, you see that, or the Play Store, you see that it is behaving like a website or a web app. So that is also a mobile app, but like overview or in general, we will not call that as a mobile app. Why? Because in mobile app, uh, there are lots of things which are different from web. They might look similar, but they are never going to be the same thing. Web app and mobile app may look similar, but they are not going to be same. So sometimes people get confused, like I have installed this app from the Play Store and this is application. No, sometimes that cannot be application also, because in application there are lots of capabilities. So I make an application, I publish on Play Store, and after that my client asked me, Nitish, can you like turn on the Bluetooth using this app? I say no, I cannot. Why? Because I made that website, like the app, using a website. So there is a wrapper, so or you can say the facade. So that's why we cannot call that as a mobile app, because that is not a real mobile app. I will give you some example of those things, like which are available on the uh, App Store or Play Store, which are not a mobile app. Mostly, WordPress developer make the website like this. They just make a web view. You might think, like if any of you are from WordPress background, they might have heard this term web view. Okay, and also like the mobile app started, like it started with the iPhone. And they like launched the iPhone, they launched the App Store. After that, and Android came, it launched the Play Store in I think 2012. So mobile app, I think, was started by Apple in 2008 around. Okay, so I already talked about like mobile app and web app are not same. There are difference. They might behave similar. They could have little bit of feature, like a web app can have little bit of feature from the mobile app, but they cannot have all the features. So in mobile app, we have lots of access over the hardware, and in like in the web app, we don't. So that's why there is still the difference between them, and still lots of company are looking for the mobile app, not the web app. Okay, so there is something which is in between of mobile app and the web app, which is PWA. So you might have seen that when you open any website like Ola, Uber website on your Google Chrome, you see that from the bottom it says that install this app. You open the website and it is asking for install the app or add to home screen, something like that. So that is a PWA. In that, what happens? That website has capability to go offline and show some content when they are offline, instead of showing that like the no internet dinosaur error. They have capability of that. They can send you a push notification, which is a feature of mobile app. So now that is available in the web app also. And there is a service worker for doing offline, and there are a little bit more thing, not lots of thing, little bit of more thing. The PWA is something which comes in between of web app and the mobile app. So if any one of you have any question till now, you can ask. Before moving further, I just want to know if any one of you have any question. Mm, okay, I can be louder, not a problem. Mm. So no one have any question or anything, because like this is very beginning. I have not talked about anything for specific for the mobile app. Okay, now I am going to get into the mobile app. So for the mobile app, earlier we were having there are two major OS, one for the Android and other for the iOS. And earlier we were having the Microsoft also, like now that is not in the market, or that is not in the like the majority people don't have that. OS. So we don't care about that because basically we are building any application to uh, uh, give access to that application to most of the users. So most of the users are either using Android or iOS. So whenever you are going to build any application and you want to cover most of your customers, so you don't know like who is your customer. Are they are using the Android or the iPhone? So always you need to like build the app for Android and iOS because you want to cover most of your customer to make most out of that. And when you are going to uh, make two application, you are going to pay two times money. Suppose you started a business, you make the website. Okay, after that, like now customer are saying it would be great if you make a application. Now you are going to make the application, one for the Android, one for the iOS, so totally three times. So to make an application you are paying 3x because there are three different technology. So that's why sometimes the mobile not sometimes, every time the mobile app is going to be expensive. If someone asks me to build a mobile application and website, I will charge more for the mobile app and less for the website. Not me specific, like in general anyone will charge like this. So uh, nowadays everyone is looking for mobile app, but it is going to be like the expensive. There are lots of web developer but there are less mobile developer, and nowadays everyone is going for the mobile app because in the mobile app we have lots of access. So suppose you have a Facebook, you open the Facebook on the website, you open the Facebook on the app. What is the difference? When there is no internet, you can still access the Facebook, you can see the post, you can like them, and nothing happens, everything is good, like you are disconnected, you are liking the post, you are commenting whatever you are doing. Once you get connected to the internet, it automatically like sends those data to the server, which means that in the offline you were having good access to the application. So these are the things which you are not going to get into the web. Like they are coming, but not very soon. They might come bring these feature in the web also because these are the very common feature. But suppose if you want to turn on the Bluetooth, if you want to like scan a QR code, uh, QR code can be done using the website also. What are the you want to mm, what are the things which cannot be done? Okay, you want to access the GPS. This is also now available. What is the thing? Okay, which is not available. Let's take the example of Bluetooth. So we have a share it, we have a gender, we use these kind of application to like share the files between two different devices. So for that we need to turn on our Wi-Fi, so that cannot be done using the web app. So at this place we are uh, required to use the mobile app because that is the only solution, because it is the only thing which have access to the Wi-Fi, and they can communicate with the operating system and ask for like I want to turn on the Bluetooth, I want to connect to this mm, SSID or something like that. They want to connect. After that, they want to create a server and do the data sharing. These are the things which can be done using the mobile app. So as I talked that when you are going to build the application, it is going to definitely increase the cost. So in that case, you are going to pay 3x. So you can reduce little bit of cost, or like company are always looking for reduce the cost, which means that they are going to select any technology which will cost them less money and do the exact same thing. So suppose that you want an internet connection. So you go and talk to the internet service provider. I want internet. So he asked like what kind of internet you want, like what is the use case, or how much speed you want. You said I want 100 Mbps. So they said okay, I will charge 100 not 100 1000 rupee. So you say like, and if I want more, so they say like you can get 200 Mbps for 1500 rupee. But what is your need? You can do your work in 100 Mbps. So definitely you are going to take the 1000 rupee plan and like do your work, because you are not going to need that and you will always save your money. The same thing happens with the company also. They don't buy the things, or they try to pay less money and do the same work. So they will like choose any specific technology which costs them less and do the same work. So there are latest technology to build that. So the React Native is one of the solution, using which when you build the application, it build for iOS and Android both. Which means you write the code once and it will give you the app for Android, app for iOS. which means with like same developer or with a single team, you can get two different application with single code base. We are not writing the code, a different code for like Apple phone and different code for the Android phone. The code is same. So this is definitely going to reduce lots of cost. This is the main reason of like using React Native. So whenever any company is looking for at the very starting phase, or they want to like reduce the cost for the app development, they go for the React Native. And React Native is one of the popular solution and also trusted. It was built by the Facebook, and it is like in the market from the very long time. And most of the developer trust, most not like a lot of the developer trust. I personally trust React Native. This is very good. And yeah, that's it for the React Native. And similarly, there is one more solution. I think this is the wrong slide. Sorry. So similarly, there is one more solution which is Flutter, and it is built by Google. So that was built by Facebook, and this is built by Google. So both are like backed by a big tech giant company. So you can trust them. Like that is not going to like they will leave you in between. Probably they will not do very soon. After that, this will also do the same thing. You just write the code once and it will make one app for Android and one app for the iOS, which means with a single team or with a single developer or with a single code base, you can get both the app. So you are still saving the money. So this is the another solution. And between the React Native and Flutter, there are differences, there are some similarity. But if you are like looking for the something which will like uh, build the cross-platform application. Like you write the code once and make for Android and iOS. In that case, I will suggest go for these two, like any of these two. And if you have prior experience of React, then React Native will be definitely easier for you because uh, they have lots of similarity. If you really know the React very well, you can go with the React Native because you don't need to learn a new concept. And like transiting from the React to the React Native will be not very much difficult. Okay, it will be like very smooth if you know in that case. In the case of Flutter, if you don't have any prior experience, so in that case, Flutter will be my choice, my personal choice. If I were having no any personal or prior experience to the React and I want to get into a mobile app development, I will definitely start with the Flutter because it's easy to install and it uses a Dart programming language, which is a new programming language. But the thing is, Dart is very much similar to lots of the programming language. So you need not to learn the Dart. Probably I can teach anyone Dart uh, in 1 or 2 hours. Okay, because it is very much similar to the JavaScript. It is similar to the Java also. If you know C, C++, whatever language you know, you will feel like it's very much similar. So that's why if you want to like, if you don't have any experience with React and if you want to get into the cross-platform mobile app development, Flutter will be my first choice always. And there is one more benefit of the Flutter. If you know, like there is a material design guideline which is like built by Google. So they did some research. They make the a guideline for like building the nice UI, like material design. And after that, they are like continuing that thing. So when they make that, like how we should make a good UI, after that, wherever they are making any kind of thing, library, whatever they are making for the UI, they always add material design in that. Which means if you are going to use Flutter, you will get the official material design package, which will have all the material component which is built by Google. In the React Native, you are not going to get that because no one has made any official, or they are like updating that very quickly. Flutter is backed by Google. Material design is backed by Google. It means like whenever there is any change in material design guideline, Flutter will automatically or definitely they will do that as soon as they can do. If anyone have any question till now for Flutter or React Native, they can ask. Mm, okay, I am moving. Like if you have any question, you can type. I am seeing in the chat. Okay, after that, so this is a sample code of Flutter, if you can see. So this is very simple. You see, this is a column. After that, we have two texts. So this is like in the column, one after each other. So this is the first, this is the second, first and second element. So this is very similar. If you have if you want to like build app using the Flutter, probably uh, you can make it as quick as like I think I cannot make the web application. So if someone asks me build an application for this thing, and probably if I start making the same thing using the Flutter and the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, probably Flutter could be the faster for me because I have a good experience with the Flutter, and now I write more quickly. Like I write very fast the Flutter code compared to the uh, a web application because I have all the built-in library. I don't have to use like make anything. I have a standard design guideline. I just have to go and select or call the inbuilt library component. Or in the case of Flutter, we call the component as widget. So this is just sample code to show you. It doesn't look like it's scary. It's very simple. Okay, so after that, the comparison. So this is not very much important. This is the like the very tech perspective for it may be important, but in general the comparison is not important for the people who are like thinking of learning the and the development, because overall you will not find these things by your own. Okay, so first of all, the initial setup. So if you will do the initial setup in the Flutter, it's very easy, and in the case of React Native it is also easy but not as much as the Flutter is. After that, it don't uses the OEM widget. It uses the OEM widget. So I don't know like how to explain this, because you all said that you don't have much experience with the app development. So in general, let me try to explain. So suppose that tomorrow uh, Google think that, so we have a date picker. Okay, so we select the date picker. It opens a calendar. You select a date. So Google have a date picker for the Android, and Apple have a date picker for iOS. So they both have their own standard guideline, and they both have their own date picker. So suppose tomorrow Apple says that I want to change my date picker, and Google says I also want to change my date picker. And in that case, what is going to happen in the Flutter case? What you will see that it is still using the old date picker, but in the case of React Native, you will see that it is using the latest date picker, because Flutter is directly dependent on the widget or the component which is made by the manufacturer, and the Flutter is not dependent on that, which means that if something is going to change in the Android or iOS, someone need to come to the Flutter side and write that thing manually, or update that component manually. In the case of React Native, it not needed to be done, because it uses the OEM widget. OEM widget means the widget which is made by the manufacturer. Okay, let's come to the third point, which is programming language. So Flutter uses Dart and React Native uses JavaScript or TypeScript. So I don't think I need to talk anything about the like programming language. After that, little new. So Flutter is little new if you compare to the React Native. Still, there are lots of developer available. So if you look around, you will find that yeah, lots of people are talking about the Flutter. It's quite popular. But in the case of React Native, it is like lots of experienced developer are there. In the case of Flutter, what I have seen, like this is my personal experience, I have seen lots of Flutter developer around me, but they don't have a very good experience. But in the case of React Native, it is like a little bit more old. So that's why there are lots of experienced developer in the market. Still in the like in the React Native also there are lots of developers who don't have, who are like the very beginner. But in the case of Flutter, most of them are beginner. They don't like write very good application. But still, why there are lots of beginner in the Flutter? The reason is very simple. It is very easy to learn. Anyone can start anytime. If you start continuing the thing, if you start learning the thing, definitely in some time you will become the masters. So if there are lots of beginner in the Flutter, definitely in like if they will practice or they will like continue the hard work, in 3 to 4 months they will become like at least the intermediate or a good developer. So it's very easy to start. Okay, after that, there is a Jetpack. I had a single code base. We can both mobile and web. Yep. And yeah, uh, we can definitely like if we are using the Flutter, now Flutter have like lots of platform, like it is going to build the app for lots of platforms. So if you are making an app, it can using Flutter, it will make the app for Android. It will make the app for iOS. It will make the app for the your browser. You can say the web app. It will make the app for your Windows, Mac, Linux, the native application. So for the the desktop operating system also, like the Mac or the uh, Linux and the Windows. So still the web version is not that much stable, from my perspective, because I am using it for the production also. But I don't feel like this is the time when we should use this in the production, because still it is very much janky. It is slow. If you see a Flutter website, if you see another website, probably you will because the developer cares about the technology. The end customer or end client do not talk about the technology. They don't care what you have used as the technology to build the website or build the app. They only care is it fast? Does it do the thing which it needed to do? Is it working correctly? That's it. They don't care about the technology. So if you see a website built using Flutter, if you see other website built using React, you will find that Flutter website is way slower than the React website. But still, like in the comparison, that is slow. But still, we can use it. Again, understand this point. It is way slower. Like if you are doing the comparison, because in comparison, one is slower, one is faster in every comparison. If you talk about the Xbox and PS4, you will definitely say one is better and other have some disadvantage. In same way, I'm saying the React website or the Flutter website, the difference will be Flutter website will be slow, janky, and lots of things. But still, that is not very much slow that you cannot use it. You can still use it. It's fine. But in the comparison, you will going to hate it. If you will see the personally, then you will feel it. Okay. After that, I was talking I started with the web app and mobile app. After that, I talk about the PWA, which comes in between of mobile app and the web app. After that, I talk about the Flutter and React Native, which are cross-platform solution, which means you write the code once and it will make the application for the Android also and the iOS also. The way you make a website and it opens on the uh, Safari also, the Apple browser, and the Chrome also, like the general browser on all the devices, because you write the website not based on the operating system or based on the browser. You just write a website. Similarly, you just write the code for a application, and irrespective to the operating system, Android or iOS, it runs on both. So now there is something which is the expensive, the more expensive solution, which is the native. In native, what happened is that you write the code once for the Android, once for the iOS, once for the web. So three times you are doing the same thing for three different platforms. So yeah, if there is the cross-platform solution, why people will or why anyone will use the this solution, which is expensive, because we need to write once for the Android, once for the iOS, which is you can say the expensive one. This is the expensive solution. Why anyone will go for this solution when we have a cross-platform solution, which make the application for Android and iOS at the same time? The answer is uh, first of all speed, and for some of the things when you want to have access to some of the hardware, and if you want to go more into the native and uh, uh, increase the performance or focus more on the performance, at that time you are going to use the native. So suppose that if I want to make the PUBG game, not me, because that is way harder. So if some company is making the PUBG game, what do you think they are going to use? And the Flutter or React Native? No, they will not use, because performance, and there are lots of things are issue. There are lots of issues are there which cannot be handled using Flutter or the React Native. Or if that can be handled, then in that case you need to write a lot code. You are choosing that technology to decrease the cost, but that will increase the cost, because you are going to write lots of things which will work on the performance, because that is not built for that thing, like the gaming thing. Still the Flutter is something which can be used for a little bit of gaming, and because that uses a rendering engine, which is again the very tech part, so I will not talk about that. But technically, we are not going to make any game in the cross-platform solution if we are going to write it natively. Or suppose if we want to have access to the any of the hardware devices and we want that everything should work smoothly and the concurrency should be correct, the parallel work should be going, and the thread, the way the thread should work, it should work. So these are the things at like at this place we are not going to go with the cross platform solution. That is not going to be very good. So at this place we are going to make the application using the Android Jetpack. So if I hope like most of you are familiar with Google Pay app. So recently, Google Pay app was like built using the native. Now it is built using the Flutter. So you might felt like in last 3 or 4 months, like after the latest update, the Google Play is now slow. So again, if Google Play is slow, it is using the Flutter, which means that there is something which they are not able to manage it. If they are not able to manage because they are someone who built it, if they cannot do, how we can do it? Because we don't know that thing as deep as Google knows. Because Google made the Google Pay, and that is janky, or that is like slow, like not very much slow, which you can like the notice, like not the very much slow that everyone can notice, but the people who focus on the performance, they can definitely notice that there is some performance like degrade. But again, that is not very much. Probably if that is going to save your lots of money, probably you will like ignore that thing. But probably also like parallelly, Google have noticed this. Google agreed that this is slow, and they are working parallelly to like speed up that thing. So there are lots of issues which are there, and when you are talking about that, you must keep this in in your mind, or like we should always keep this in our mind that with the time things get updated. So someone has talked about the Flutter 2. So in some time there will be Flutter 3 that will have a little bit of more good performance. So with the time, that is going to be improve and improve. Okay, let's talk about the native thing. So earlier when it was on the native, it was more fast, and now when it is in Flutter, it is a little slow. So you have noticed that there is a little speed or the speed difference or the performance difference. So that's why we prefer native code, and writing native code could be difficult. So now if you are going to go into the native side, there were like to build a Android application, there was Java, there was Kotlin. After that, still the Kotlin is there. Now there is a Jetpack for building the UI. Earlier we were using XML. So now there is Jetpack. So anyone have any question? Okay, no one have any question. Okay, so Jetpack. So for the using Jetpack, you can like build the UIs using like what should I say? Earlier when Android were using XML, at that time the building UI was little bit difficult because it was using XML and there were like lots of difficult. Now when it is using that Jetpack, you see that the Flutter writing the UI in Flutter is like a lot easier than writing the UI in Android native XML. Now when there is a Jetpack, writing the UI in Jetpack is as simple as writing UI in Flutter. So now the writing UI is very easy. So now when we are building the Android application, we just have to focus on the logic part because writing UI becomes now easy. Earlier, the writing UI and doing some of these things were a little bit more difficult. Now it's easy. So we don't have to focus much on the building the UI. We mainly have to focus on the building the correct logic. And it has like various features. If you use Jetpack, like I have also mentioned that and write the code that works consistently across the Android version. So like with the time, if something get updated, so the code will be consistent. So there will be less deprecation now. So this is the code for the Jetpack. So you see, if you remember earlier, I have showed the column word. So here also we have column. You see, after that we have text. So again, this might look a little bit similar to that because the terms are a lot more similar. So that's why the writing UI becomes very easy in Android native compared to the earlier. Earlier, I have like wrote the UI and it was way harder to like build any good UI. So I have to write a lot of thing, a lot of code. But now the writing UI becomes easy. And for the writing logic, if you write the logic in Android native, or you can say the Kotlin, and if you write the logic in the Dart, and those are somehow same. So for writing logic, things are same. But the problem is in the building the UI and updating the UI and managing the state. These are the things where the real problem gets started. So if now the Android has like improved the building the UI very easily or using the Jetpack, so now probably we can build the native app in less time and compared to the earlier. Because whenever I am saying in less time, I am comparing from the previous version when we were using XML. Okay, so after that, there is a Swift. So I talk about the cross-platform solution, React Native and Flutter. In that, when you write a code once, it build the app for Android, the Play Store, and the iOS for the App Store. So now I talk about the native solution, which is the Jetpack, which is like the trending thing. After that, there is a Swift UI. So Swift UI is again similar to the Jetpack. It's, uh, it is built by Apple, and I don't know what should I talk about the Swift UI. Because earlier building UI where like earlier I have not used the like the iOS for building the UI because previously I was not having the MacBook, because in order to build the iOS app you need to have a MacBook. So earlier I was not having the MacBook. So when I buy this, after that the Swift UI started. So I started learning from the Swift UI. So I don't know the past of the like the Apple development, like how people were building the UI. I know like a little bit of thing, theoretical thing, which are not the practical, so which I will be not sharing. So, but I started with the Swift UI. So Swift UI is again the similar to the Jetpack. Like the way we write the UI in the Jetpack and the Flutter. Now they are becoming very much similar. So if you get experience with any of the one, probably you can build the UI in all of these. So if you learn any of the one with the like the very much concentration and you understand each and every point very like the with all your focus, probably you can relate all the things. For me, if I learn any programming language, first of all, I learned the Java as my first programming language. After learning the Java, whenever I learn any new programming language, that were not difficult for me. Why? Because all the programming language have same thing. Like there is a loop, there is a variable, there is like a if else, there is a switch condition. Things are similar. Only little bit of things are changing. So at the end, the concept are same. Similarly, here also, if you learn any of this, you will see that the concepts are almost same. Nothing is changing. So if you learn the Swift UI, you can like the use the Jetpack Compose also. You can use the Flutter also. Terms are almost same. The way we write the syntax get little bit changed. So like I have mentioned for the Swift, if anyone want to learn, I like personally use this website, hacking this Swift. After that, let me show you how we make the column. So in the case of Swift UI, we use V stack, which is vertical stack for the column. So in other, we have a column, it has V stack. The text is still the same. And in other, we have row. In Swift, we have H stack. So I hope like you get the idea, like both are like the H stack or V stack, row and column. These are like similar. These are not the exact same, these are similar. So if you learn any of this, you can apply the same thing. Okay, so now if any one of like any of one of you have any question or want to ask, you can ask. And after that, I will show you the little bit of roadmap, or I can share this thing. You can see this by yourself also, because probably I will be just reading and talking about this thing. So before that, I just want to take the question if any one of you have any question. Like you have chance to ask the question, whatever question you feel like you might face when learning, where to learn, what to learn. From where I download Flutter. Okay, so for that, the just visit the Flutter documentation. That is very simple. So okay, let me start like showing you some of the code snippet. Or let me first of all share the install part, Flutter install. So I shared the link. You can just go to this link and follow it. It's very easy. You just need to download the Android Studio and download the Flutter plugin. After that, it will do everything for you. It will ask something to download. You just say yes. There is only two things which you need to do. First, download the Android Studio. It might take lots of your internet. So first time, don't worry. It will take around 2-3 GB of internet. It's fine. And after that, it will be like no internet. You just have to open the Android Studio and do the things. No one have any question or like. Think you can use the meat in a very good way. Like in YouTube, what happens is that when someone goes live, someone have any session, you don't have like option to ask. Here you have option to ask. You can just have to turn on your mic, ask whatever you want to ask. How much time will it take to learn the React Native if I am beginner? So do you have any experience with JavaScript? The first question. No. Okay. So first you need to learn the JavaScript. After that, you need to learn the React, little bit React because they are having the same concepts. After that, you will start the React Native. So probably I will say around 2 months or 2 months or 45 days for learning the JavaScript because there are lots of easy things. People what usually do this thing like they start with the things, they learn the variable and if else, that's it. And after that, the thing they have like mastered the things. They don't practice the things because there are lots of things which you will learn after practicing. You might like see all the concepts in a week, but you will not have the experience. So when you are going to make the real application, whenever you will face any problem, you will just Google it, and when you see the solution, you will say, ah, I know this, I have like studied this. So this is the problem. So that's why at least give 45 days to the JavaScript. After that, once you do give that much time to the JavaScript, uh, go for the React because that will be way easier. Little bit of React if you have little bit of understanding of the web, or if you don't have the any understanding of the web, you can directly jump to the React Native also. So it will take around for the beginner, it may take around 2-3 months for the React Native, like to get the basic understanding how the app works and everything for the very beginning. After that, you will see lots of things which you are not aware of. Like I talk about the turning on the Wi-Fi or switching on the camera, clicking a picture. So these are the things. First of all, you learn the basic things like how to write the text, how to action when you click on the button, how to update the text, how to make a network call, how to make a API call, how to submit a form, how to like fetch the data from server, how to retrieve the data from the input field. So these are the basic things which you will learn probably in the 1 month. And after that, with the time, you will see there are lots of things which is missing. Then you will focus on that. Okay, so there is a next question. You would have come across use cases. So when you choose React Native, when you choose Flutter based on the use case, probably you can use any of these wherever you want. Because uh, whenever someone is coming to me like, I want to build an application like this for using React Native or Flutter, like I don't say that this cannot be built using React Native or Flutter. Both are like, for me, both are similar. We can make similar things using both the things. So I don't think like use case for the use case of the Flutter and React Native, they are saying if you want to build an e-commerce website, Flutter React Native is a good solution. It will definitely save you lots of your money, and at the end you get a good application. It is not going to be slow. Again, if you make an e-commerce application, that will never be slow because in the e-commerce, what is happening basically? You are making an API call. You have a server. You are like asking to your server, uh, what are the products? You click on the button, you add the product to the cart. After adding product to the cart, you like place the order. After you are sending server, someone has placed the order for these products. Okay, after that you make the payments. So everything is same. Nothing is going to be like make your application slow. You can use uh, Flutter or React Native for building e-commerce or anything which uh, uh, which don't uh, uses lots of computation. When there is lots of computation, you should not use these things, or at least you should do a little bit of R&D just to make sure the thing which you are saying it is a lot of computation, is it really or not. So before choosing any technology, if you should like give a try to other technology also, if you are not sure if this could be a correct thing or not. In that case, or if you want, like still there is lots of time, I can show you some demo in what you want to see the demo, in Jetpack, in Android, Swift, like the in the Swift UI, Flutter, or React Native. I can show you demo. I can write down the code if you want. Yep, I can definitely. Okay, probably you will like get this slide after this. If not, I think you will get the slide. Uh, so let me like mobile app is future. So this is me. Thank you. Okay, so you want the links. So you have all the 4 links for the roadmap. Mm, uh,
Thank you so much, Nitish, for this like really amazing session. And we'll share the links in the Discord also. So in case if you like miss it here, we'll share the link in Discord Mega Month channel so that you can access it anytime. The recordings will be shared in the Discord very soon. So, yeah, that's it for the day. Thanks again, Nitish, and everyone for joining us today and having this wonderful session to talk about hot topics on mobile. We are left with JavaScript and hot topics in web, which we'll be doing in the upcoming days. So, yeah, see you all soon. Okay, Discord link I'm just sharing in the group. Discord link is discord.jdgjalandhar.com. And you'll be able to get the invite link and you can join us there. Okay. So see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much, Nitish, for taking out time from your
thank
busy
you. Thank
schedule.
you.
It was nice and it was really great hosting you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.